Have you ever felt stuck when faced with a decision? Maybe you've stared at a menu for 20 minutes, unable to choose what to eat, or perhaps you've spent hours researching the perfect product, only to feel more confused. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Today, I'm diving into 3 common decision-making challenges: decidophobia, choice overload, and paralysis by analysis. I'll explore what they are, how to identify them, and most importantly, how to overcome them. Let's get started. First, let's talk about decidophobia, the fear of making decisions. This isn't just about being indecisive. It's a deep-seated anxiety about making the wrong choice. People with decidophobia often feel intense stress, dread, or even physical symptoms like sweating or a racing heart when faced with decisions, big or small. Here are some symptoms to identify decidophobia: avoiding decisions altogether, constantly seeking reassurance from others, feeling overwhelmed by even minor choices, fear of regret or failure after making a decision. To overcome decidophobia, try these strategies. Start small. Practice making low-stakes decisions daily, like choosing what to wear or what to eat. Set time limits. Give yourself a deadline to decide so you don't overthink. Reframe failure. Remind yourself that mistakes are part of learning, not the end of the world. Seek support. Talk to a therapist if the fear feels unmanageable. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can be especially helpful. Seek progress, not perfection. Next up is choice overload. This happens when we're faced with too many options, making it harder to choose. Psychologist Barry Schwartz calls this the paradox of choice. The more options we have, the more stressed and dissatisfied we feel. Symptoms to identify choice overload include feeling overwhelmed or anxious when presented with many options, spending excessive time comparing choices, regretting decisions after making them, thinking there might have been a better option. To overcome choice overload, consider these tips. Limit options. Narrow down your choices to 2, 3 options. For example, ask a friend to recommend a movie instead of scrolling through hundreds. Define your priorities. Know what's most important to you in a decision. This helps eliminate irrelevant options. Use the 80-20 rule. Focus on the 20% of options that will give you 80% of the satisfaction. Trust your gut. Sometimes your first instinct is the best one. Less is more. Finally, let's talk about paralysis by analysis. This is when you overthink every possible outcome, weighing pros and cons to the point where you can't make a decision at all. It's like being stuck in a loop of what-ifs. Symptoms to identify paralysis by analysis include spending excessive time researching or analyzing, feeling mentally exhausted by the decision-making process, struggling to take action, even after gathering all the information. To overcome paralysis by analysis, try these strategies. Set boundaries. Limit the time and resources you dedicate to researching. For example, give yourself 30 minutes to decide on a purchase. Focus on good enough. Aim for a decision that's satisfactory, not perfect. Perfection is often the enemy of progress. Break it down. Divide big decisions into smaller, manageable steps. Practice mindfulness. Stay present and avoid getting lost in hypothetical scenarios. Done is better than perfect. Decisions don't have to be scary or overwhelming. Whether you're dealing with decidophobia, choice overload, or paralysis by analysis, remember that small steps can lead to big changes. Start by trusting yourself, simplifying your options, and taking action, even if it's not perfect. You've got this. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more tips on personal growth and mental wellness.